Hello, everybody. This is Brother Speak of the Brother Speak Podcast. Today on the Brother Speak Podcast, we're going to talk about the petition against Kevin Samuels and why it won't work. So let me play my intro and we'll go in. Welcome, everybody, to the Brother Speak Podcast. This is your host, Brother Speak. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated. If you want to check me out on Facebook, just type in Bro Speak, BRO Speak. If you want to check me out on Instagram, BRO Speak. Also, if you want to check me out on Anchor, it's the Brother Speak Podcast. I do have 2 shows on there. So please support the channel. So today, I was reading something very interesting. I saw this petition against Kevin Samuels. We gotten to that point where we have to even put a petition against a man. I mean, it kind of goes to show you just how much powerful that Kevin Samuels is. It's that you got women, and this was a black woman, you have to go petition YouTube and Instagram to get this guy off the channel. That's how sad and weak that some of y'all are, that y'all gotta go petition YouTube and Instagram to get this guy off the channel. Get him off the page. Now, this petition probably is stemmed from, there was a live stream that he did. I think it was a group of people. And when he described domestic discipline, where basically he was describing where a man and a woman make an agreement that if she gets out of line, she gets out of pocket, then he has the right to spank her. Now, he was describing this because Sean Connery, years ago, described that it was okay for a man to slap a woman if she's just getting out of pocket. Just won't calm down, won't let it go. Now, he did 2 interviews with Barbara, not Barbara, what's her name? Barbara, damn, I forgot her name. Anyway, it was 2 interviews. And on the second one, you know, the reporter was going to be like, thought he was going to change his stance. He's like, no, I'm not changing my stance. He doubled down. He said, look, and he said, he explained it. The woman is out of control. Her emotions is getting the better. She won't let the thing die. We agreed. We talked about it. We let it go. And she won't let it go. She just keeps talking about it, yapping about it. He said it was okay to slap her. And he didn't say punch her. He didn't say kick her, throw her down a flight of stairs. No, he just said slap her with an open-handed slap. Because she's getting out of pocket and she needs to get back in control. This is the kind of thing that Kevin Samuels was talking about, was domestic discipline. Again, two people, a man and a woman, agreeing that if she gets out of pocket, she just can't control herself. She does something that is out of pocket, he gets to spank her, whatever discipline tool they use. And his safe word was banana split. So, of course, some black women got in their fifis. They clutched their pearls. They were like, oh, no, he's talking about abusing women. You think that Kevin Samuels was talking about uppercutting chicks to the moon, giving them the uppercut of God, the way they were flipping out. So none of that, what he said, constitute domestic abuse. You know what else people do that where men and women could cause each other pain? The BDSM lifestyle. That's an agreement between two people. It could be a man and a woman, man, two men, two women, transgendered, that they want to be hit. And it's not just with a hand. Being spanked, being whipped with paddles, cat o' nine tails. I forgot the thing with the little straps on the end. I've seen somebody get hit with a bag of tennis balls, whips. Yes, I actually seen it. That's why I don't go to the club I go to on Saturday night. That's BDSM night. They be whipping the fuck out of people. I'm like, that ain't my thing, bro. I don't mind a spanking the ass, slapping the ass, but goddamn, I'm not hitting somebody with if that's what you like, lady. No, we gotta leave each other alone. I'm not doing that. That's no different than that. But the thing of it is, everybody signs a contract, and the person who's getting whipped trusts the person not to take it too far. If they take it too far or do something to really hurt them, they have a safe word, which in Kevin Samuels was saying what the domestic discipline was banana split. He wasn't describing abusing women. So, of course, like black women taking it too far, they, because Kevin Samuels is very critical of black women and modern women in general. So now they have this petition. I think they have, 700 people signed it. So that's the thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go read it. I'm going to go look it up and read it, because I think it's very important to read this stuff. Let's see. All right. Let me see if I can share it here. Probably just read it. Let's see, share screen. Damn. Let me do it here. Okay, I'm on my phone, so this be proud. Let me go. Find it here. Oh, I had it a second ago. That, damn it. Let's see here. God damn it. Petition. I guess. Karen Sales. All right. Okay. So they got 1330 people signed. 1,331 people have signed this petition. So let's read some of this stuff and so I can go over it. With the rise in violence against women, specifically African American women, YouTuber Kevin Samuels has galvanized a community of men of all races and nationalities in an outspoken hatred of women. So let me stop right there for a second. There's always been a outspoken hatred of women on social media. It's been there for before even Kevin Samuels got popular. Before anybody got on YouTube, this has been a thing. This is not nothing new. I don't know why. Man, I'm trying to get this thing to go down. All right. So this stuff is not new. There's always been this hatred towards women. Kevin Samuels didn't make this grow. It's been here. I keep saying the environment is creating the problem. It is not Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels didn't galvanize anything. It's been there. I don't know why people won't get that through their heads, but so let's continue. Removing this voice of divisive vitriol will allow women to feel space in not only public spaces, but in online communities as well. No, it will not. It will not make you feel any safer. I guarantee you that. Because you're not changing the one thing that y'all seem to forget is the environment. You have an environment where you have young men, young boys who are told that their lives don't mean anything unless they have a woman involved. That's what you have out here right now. As long as you have that going on, you have an environment where young boys and young men are pushed that sex and relationships is more important than finding your purpose, building your castle, getting financial freedom so you can move around freely. That the only thing that matters is getting women and getting money to get women. That in itself is causing the problem, because when you make it about the women, They're going to blame women for their failures. When you have them where the only thing they can think about is, if I just get this woman, I can find some happiness. If I could just get a wife and kids, I'll find happiness. When you put that in a young boy's mind from the time he's little to, and keep going with that, and they don't achieve it, that's where the anger and the violence come from. That's why a lot of these dudes who don't take rejection well, because you told, not this society has told young boys that their lives don't mean nothing unless you get in a relationship, unless you get married, unless you get kids, unless you get a woman, unless you get some sex. Their very mark of masculinity is how many women they could get. Whether they could get one, they can get 10, they can get 100, however they get, as long as they get a woman. When you teach that to a young boy, what do you think is going to happen when they don't get that? What do you think is going to happen when they try to achieve that, and they achieve it and then they lose it? You're putting the women on a pedestal, and in that boy's mind, that pedestal is what you're putting these women on. So when they don't achieve it, now they're angry. Now they're bitter. And again, I'm not blaming the women for it. So let me be clear about that. I'm not blaming the women for it, but the women do perpetuate that stuff. And then you have an instance where a lot of women, feminism is pushing female superheroes down your throat. Sorry. You even had The Last of Us 2, where it was pretty much a feminism piece, where the video game creators were running because they were forced into a story where it just made it about Haley or whatever her name is. And you had this woman who was like a transgender type of thing. And they killed off Joe in this most disrespectful manner that it turned a lot of those fans against that game. That's what a lot of these dudes are getting angry about. You're teaching these guys that the only thing that matters is women's happiness. Not your happiness, not your health, the women's health. Now, I get it in the past because the women couldn't work. You didn't want the women to go out there because there was a lot of dangerous things out here. But when you have the women get more of the jobs, which took away a lot of jobs from men, you have women saying, I don't need a man. You have that going on. And women saying, well, I want to be independent. Well, you know, men feeling some type of way. Then, and particularly in the Black community, women are pushing their education down your throat. They're saying that they're better than the men because they're not educated, even though sometimes the men that are not as educated as the women is making way more money than them. You're pushing their careers down these men's throat, saying we're better than you. Yeah, some dude's gonna feel some type of way. Then add to the fact that you have a lot of women who take in dudes who ain't worth shit, try to baby them. Now, it's not really partially is because they desire these men and they try to take care of these men, try to build them up because that's the big mama complex. You want to take care of the men in your lives, which is not a bad thing. But the problem is a lot of these women call these dudes, they call the young boys, they're giving them gifts, they're giving them this. And then when they get tired, then they tell them to be a man. You're pushing these guys that you've been taking care of for the longest, and then all of a sudden you want them to be men when he wasn't a man in the first place. You've been taking care of this boy, buying him gifts, buying him all types of stuff. Now you're trying to tell him to be a man. How do you think that was going to play out? He's still a kid. And if they're not doing that, then these guys are resenting you because deep inside, a lot of dudes don't want to be in that position where they're being taking care of the woman. They want to be the ones taking care of the woman, or at least be independent. But a lot of women want to take care of them and move them in so they get resentful. But a lot of that comes from a lot of these dudes don't have no little opportunities to get jobs, and you can tell the dudes who ain't got shit going on. But that's because we were taught that the women are everything, so they live off of women. The game that is to convince women to deal with them when they don't want to. Hell, there's a big fight in the manosphere right now between game dudes and educated, I ain't gonna call them educated lames, but intellectual black men about this specific thing. Trying to teach these dudes how to get these women. Game versus productivity. But at the end of the day, it's all about the women. It's not about getting your shit together. Getting power, getting influence, trying to actually take over industries. No, it's still about the women. So when you make it all about the women, these dudes' lives is centered around women. So if they can't get one, sadly, their life is over. They get rejected, their lives is over. So this is what you have out here right now. It has nothing to do with Kevin Samuels. Yes, some of the message that he be talking about, like getting the young women, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that because this is the environment that we have. There is no control of people in the community. That's why I'm against older men going with younger women and older women going with younger men, or young people going with older people, because there's no control. There's no counter to any type of abuse that one side might do to the other. Now, I know Kevin preaches that. I don't preach it. And yes, there's some dudes who preach that because they want control. However, this petition is not going to change that. You're not going to feel no safer. Not online. You get rid of Kevin Samuel, there's another man waiting. There's another man waiting. I hate to break it to you. There's another man waiting. It's just like I've been saying about the manosphere. Okay, you get rid of the black manosphere. There's another group waiting for you. And they're probably worse. So you get rid of Kevin Samuel. There's another person waiting to take the wings. There's another man waiting. There's another man waiting. Hell, you just had a problem with Derrick Jackson. And he was being the nice one. And he turned out to be a snake, which black men was been telling you he was a snake, but black women didn't want to listen. So when he turned out to be a snake, and then they want to turn around and blame black men for the fucking problem. Nah, chick, that was your problem. Y'all believe that horse shit that dude was talking. So you had to pay for it. So you're not going to feel any safer in these online communities because you still got a bunch of broken people that don't like you. Even in your own group, you got black women that don't like you and they talk bad about you. Other races of women don't like you and talk bad about you. Other races of men don't like you and talk bad about you. You think that's going to change because Kevin Samuels is gone? You got to be out your goddamn mind. You're not going to change it just by getting rid of one person. You can't control social media. A lot of us can't. We can't control who gets on there. If this ain't China, we cannot control it. But you can control how much your involvement with social media is. You can control what channels you go to. You can control who gets to invade your space. Where Facebook, people can get blocked. Instagram, you can get blocked. If some weirdo getting your DM talking shit, you can block them. But you're not going to stop them because at the end of the day, free speech is free speech. Just like we can't stop black women from talking about killing, aborting black babies. Can't stop that. So you can't stop Kevin Samuels. 1.06 million subscribers. You got black women keep calling over there, either for attention or they actually want advice because they can't get it from the black women out here today. You can't get it from the older black women from today. They in the club with the young ones. So who do you think they're going to? Kevin Samuels. These young men can't get no advice from these older men. They in the club with the young ones. They going after the same. In this society right now, you have a dating pool where everybody is in the same damn dating pool. The young men are with the young older men and the young women with the older women. You all fighting for the same people. You're fighting for the same group of people. And you think that's going to be conducive to getting advice from an older person? When they in the same dating pool, they're doing the same thing a young person do. You got a 20-year-old with his pants sagging. You got a 30-year-old with his pants sagging. You got a 40-year-old with his pants sagging. You got a 50-year-old with his pants sagging. You got a 20-year-old woman, ass out, titties out. You got a 30-year-old ass out, titties out. You got a 40-year-old ass out, titties out. You got a 50-year-old ass out, titties out. And they're looking at you for advice. Why do you think Kevin Samuels is so big? And women, there are women who defend him because there's a little bit of truth in what he's saying. I don't agree with everything he's saying. I don't. But I know there's some truths. And one of the truths is a lot of modern women want a traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional women. They think that's abuse. They think that's financial abuse. A man who's taking care of all the bills, who's limiting what you can spend. They think that's financial abuse. A man tell you, hey, you can't be around these people. You can't do this. You can't do that. Oh, that's abuse. The fuck? So you want the man to be a provider and a protector, but you want him to do, but you want to do whatever you want to do, which is intentionally putting yourself in danger. So you mad at Kevin Samuels for saying stuff like that? Ridiculous. So, like I said, I don't agree with everything he's saying. I don't. But I think this petition is stupid as fuck. It's weak as fuck. Because at the end of the day, you can't stop him. You're begging YouTube and Instagram to stop it. And you can't, and they're not going to stop it. He hasn't talked about killing black women, as far as I know. I haven't heard anything about him talking about killing black women. Oh, well, his followers talk about killing, they followers of killing black women. No, black men were killing black women before Kevin Samuels came on, and they probably will be still doing it when Kevin Samuels is off YouTube. Because this environment is the problem. It's not Kevin Samuels. It's not the black manosphere. It's not even the manosphere. It's the environment. The environment that stops a lot of young men from obtaining jobs. A lot of young men who's teaching young men, young boys, that the only thing that matters is getting women. That women are the prize with that dumb shit. That your life don't matter unless you have a relationship. I remember there was a panel where this guy was like, you know what? I'm not trying to get in a relationship. I just want to build my castle, get my money, stack my money, and do my own thing. You know what? This woman came on there and told me, you lost your masculinity. And you think that don't contribute to a lot of the violence that goes against women? Because you got women perpetuate this thing that you got to be in a relationship. Married people live longer. Why you don't want to be in a relationship? I remember there was one woman telling me, well, you ain't supporting society. I don't give a fuck about society. And some people don't give a fuck about society. Don't you think telling people to rush into a relationship is causing a lot of these problems? Why we can't maintain relationship because we don't even take the time to properly vet people. We rush because we're in lust. Or we're in desperate mode. Or we're in lust for money. We're desperate for money. So you're getting with someone who's supposedly a high value man. Turns out he's a piece of shit. And you think that's not a problem? You think that don't fuel this rejection? Because society teaches you that you ain't shit unless you be in a relationship? Or at least getting sex, especially the young boys. These young boys are more prided on how many women they can lay than actually building a business. Actually going to school, getting an education. And that's on both sides. It ain't just the men. It's the women perpetuating the shit too. So you perpetuate the problem. So now it's a bigger problem. Now these dudes are out of control. They don't have nothing. They feel that their lives are worthless. So guess what? Now they're killing you, beating you up, killing you. You're dealing with guys who got emotional issues. You're dealing with guys who's been coming from broken homes, but you're perpetuating the problem by taking these dudes in that ain't got shit. They never gonna be shit, and you're perpetuating it by giving these dudes room and board and having babies for them. And then they resent you for it because they know they're a fucking loser, and you're letting this dude be around you, so you're a fucking loser. You're perpetuating the problem, and that's the environment. This has nothing to do with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is not teaching anything that nobody else has talked about. That rhetoric has been there forever. You can go back in the past, they had that rhetoric about women. This is nothing new. And for black women, especially, it's stupid because you had the media that been insulting you since forever. Tyler Perry had been insulting you for years. I ain't see y'all trying to cancel Tyler Perry. Lee Daniels made y'all look really bad with Precious. I didn't see y'all trying to cancel him. I didn't see y'all trying to cancel the Black Panther, who made y'all look masculine and rebellious against men. Oh, well, but to be fair to y'all, I didn't really see that until after the fact. But what were y'all really complaining about? Oh, you were complaining about the fact that Michael B. Jordan was dating a white chick. Never mind the fact that they made y'all look like masculine lesbians who don't care about their men. Oh, we're not gonna care about. We're not gonna talk about the reality TV shows that made y'all look like whores and thoughts. No, we're not gonna talk about those shows. We're not gonna cancel that. We're not gonna cancel the Cardi B's and the Nicki Minaj's of the world that have been insulting y'all forever, but yet you still cheering them on. We're not gonna talk about the Derek Jackson of the world who telling you one thing, but they're not even following the shit. They're telling you they don't cheat, don't do anything, support these black men. Meanwhile, he's doing his wife dirty. And then on top of that, y'all did her dirty. You say she wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. But you want to go after Kevin Samuels. You want to cancel Kevin Samuels with this stupid ass petition. That's how weak y'all motherfuckers are. You can't cancel them on your own because a lot of y'all keep running to them. So guess what? That petition ain't gonna do shit. 1,100. You're looking for 1,500 people to sign this petition. He's got 1.06 million subscribers. And a lot of them are women. And you got a lot of women supporters. Good luck with that. It's weak and pathetic. Y'all can't make this dude stop. You don't have the economic power to stop him. You don't have the social power to stop him. You don't have nothing to stop him. Me personally, I don't want to stop him myself. I want him to keep going, to be perfectly honest. Perfectly honest, I want him to continue. Because my thing is, it's exposing a lot of these weak ass people out here. That's just the reality. A lot of y'all are weak and pathetic. and and he's just exposing you every fucking day. So much so he's exposing you so much that you go into YouTube and Instagram to beg them to get him off of there. It's not going to happen. You didn't want to get rid of Cardi B, who were calling you black bitches. You didn't want to do that one. You didn't want to get rid of Nicki Minaj, who's been insulting y'all. You didn't want to get rid of the Karens. Hell, y'all supporting the Karens. You didn't want to cancel R. Kelly until white people actually went against R. Kelly. That's when y'all all of a sudden you want to cancel R. Kelly. You don't want to cancel the Lee Daniels. You don't want to cancel Sharonda Rhimes. You didn't want to cancel Monique. All of a sudden, now you want to cancel fucking Kevin Samuels? You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's fucking embarrassing. And some of the dudes who want to cancel Kevin Samuels too, y'all weak as fuck too. Y'all can't do shit to him. Let's be perfectly honest. And the fact that you begging YouTube and Instagram to do it proves that you weak as fuck. You ain't got no power. None. Zero. Nada. Not even a tenth of power. Biden proved it. The Asian people got him to sign an executive order to decrease the violence against Asians. He didn't do that for you, black woman. Hell, he didn't even do it for the black man. Or he gave you little tricky positions. But when what you really needed, he didn't even do. Oh, yes, you got that $10 billion. Well, you have a promise that they won't give you $10 billion. You haven't got none of that money yet, and that's over 10 years. That means they could change their mind at any time. What you got? You ain't got nothing. You caddy. I was listening to a live stream and they were arguing because some of the women got mad because one woman was talking about religion. And so it caused a little brouhaha. And you know what the black women were blaming? Who they were blaming? Black men. There wasn't a black man anywhere in the facility. But they still blaming black men for something that they caused. Think about that a second. You can't even decide. You can't even agree with yourselves. You catty as fuck. You argue and fuss and fight as fuck. And especially when there's a man involved, y'all definitely ain't on no sisterhood. So why in the fucking hell do I believe that you're going to stop anything that talks about y'all? Because most of y'all agree with it. Deep in y'all, a lot of y'all agree with some of the stuff that Kevin Samuels said. Not everything, but some of it. That's why he's so popular, because there's a little truth in what he's saying. And the sad thing is, it takes a supposed gay man, to point it out. And y'all mad and triggered. And so now you got to sign a position. It's fucking ridiculous. The wording of it is fucking ridiculous. I feel safer if Kevin Samuels is gone. How fucking dumb are you? Oh, that's going to solve the problems. That's going to solve domestic violence. We get rid of Kevin Samuels, domestic violence will go down. No, fucking won't. Your environment is still fucked up. All my communities will feel safer because Kevin Samuels ain't here. No, because these dudes has been there. They've been there before Kevin Samuels came, and they will be there after Kevin Samuels is gone. Getting rid of Kevin Samuels is not going to solve your problem. Getting rid of Black Manosphere is not going to solve your problem. Because the environment is your problem. And you don't want to take the steps to solve it. Why? Because that would mean looking in the fucking mirror. And a lot of you don't want to look in that goddamn mirror. You want to run from the mirror. You want to run to other races of men from the mirror. But that mirror is there, and it's going to stay there. You run from it, food, drink, drugs, job, but at the end of the day, that mirror is still going to stay there, and it's going to look you dead in the face. And that mirror is going to look at you and say, my life sucks because, quite frankly, I suck. Just like I went on a little tirade on the Faith Factor channel. Shouts out to Faith Factor. Black people complain about shit, but they ain't gonna do shit. Now, they're not doing the right thing with this Kevin Samuels thing. You writing a petition, you're begging a foreigner, the dude that owns Google. You're begging Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Instagram, to get rid of someone that you don't like. Please, YouTube, get rid of Kevin Samuels. Please, Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, get rid of Kevin Samuels. Here's this petition. Okay. No. Because you still got white dudes who criticize white women. They still on YouTube. They still on there. They haven't got rid of them. They on Instagram. They haven't got rid of them. You still got racist white folks and Asian folks and Latin folks still on YouTube and Instagram. They haven't got rid of them yet. You think they're going to do that to Kevin Samuels? You got your goddamn mind. You got to stop. It's ridiculous. It's not going to work. You're not going to feel no safer. The online community is not going to feel no safer. Because all those people are still there. You still got a bunch of broken people out here. And the environment is your biggest problem. The only way you're going to feel safer is that your young boys and these young men sorry about that. The only way you're going to fix your environment is that you perpetuate an environment where it gives these young men purpose and financial freedom. The purpose to achieve financial freedom, financial independence, a purpose other than you. That's the only way you're going to solve this problem. You got to perpetuate that. That's your job. That's what you need to do. Oh, that's the men's job. Yes, it's the men's job. Yes, the men got to do it, but you got to perpetuate that. Just like you perpetuate a lot of the shit that makes you look bad, you got to perpetuate the stuff that helps you. And that starts with teaching these young boys that there's more to life than women. That's your job. That's how you're going to change the environment. All this other stuff ain't going to change shit. Going after Kevin Samuels ain't going to change shit. Going after the black manosphere ain't going to change shit. Going after the actual manosphere ain't going to change shit. There's too many of these guys out here. And no, they're not galvanized because of Kevin Samuels. They've been there. And they've been talking. This is how some of these dudes felt, and they've been thinking that. It's been here. The violence against women, been here. The denigrating comments against black women, been here. It's been in rap. It's been in TV. It's been in comedy. All this stuff has been there. But you just let it slide. Now all of a sudden Kevin Samuels on here. Now you got an issue. Now we got to sign a petition. You didn't sign a petition against Empire. It made y'all look real bad. You didn't sign a petition against Scandal. It made you look bad. It made y'all look like whores. But, we don't want to talk about that stuff. Your own petition against the have and have nots. It made y'all look real bad in that one. But we're not gonna petition against that now. Love and hip hop, Real Housewives. We're not gonna petition against that stuff. But we're gonna petition against Kevin Samuels. All right. I mean, go for it. I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's dumb. But hey, whatever makes y'all feel better, feel safer at night, even though the man that you're looking at right now probably hates the ground you walk on, or he worships you until you do something wrong, and then now he wants to kill you. Or the guy that you around really don't want to be a father, don't want to be around you. The only thing he's around you for is sex and money. But you didn't check that because you was too busy looking at his abs and how that penis do. Or you looking at the money, or you with a dude because he got money, but he don't even look like he could protect you or anything, and he lets you do whatever, and you're bored with him because he don't put you in your place or nothing like that. So, but Kevin Samuels is the problem. Okay. Well, like I said, y'all want to do it? Have at it. Have at it. But just remember, it makes you look weak, makes you look pathetic, and at the end of the day, it's not going to solve anything. The environment is still fucked up, and you're running from the problem instead of you're treating. It's like dealing with Kevin Samuels, this petition and anything. It's like dealing with a symptom of the disease instead of actually dealing with the disease. Not going to win that way. But what do I know? I'm just a black man. I'm a neutral in all this. I just think the whole thing is dumb. And you haven't stopped him yet. Even after the Vlad situation, you haven't stopped him yet, even though the dude in the bed, you haven't stopped him yet with the heels. You haven't stopped him yet with the dude asking another, when he asked the dude about the dick. You haven't stopped him yet. I don't think you're going to stop him now, because the fact of the matter is Kevin Samuels is proving that at the end of the day, young people cannot go to these crop of adults for advice. You just can't. Because a lot of these women are fucking failures. And a lot of these dudes are fucking failures. Both sides of the gender are fucking failures. They have failed at cultivating these young boys into manhood. They have failed in cultivating these young girls into womanhood. And now they are lost. And they're listening to a supposed gay man for advice instead of coming to you. That's a fucking failure of black people, and period. I'm going to repeat it again. That is a fucking failure of black people, period. And with that, I'm done. This is Brother Speak of the Brother Speak Podcast. If you like this broadcast, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a good one. Night.